Engineering Department. She has a number of papers in international and national journals and conferences added to her credit. And she was working here for past 10 years, and she has a very good expertise in this embedded field. So she'll be giving you a expert lecture on this topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Shimi. A very good morning to all of you. As we have already been introduced yesterday, and Shimi has also given my introduction today, I am taking your class on embedded system in automation. Now, if we talk about automation, if we think about early 1990s, then desktop computers used to rule the world of computing. But within 10 years of their rule into this computing, they were replaced gradually by laptops. And we could see that there was a dominance of laptops in the computing market. But in recent times, we are also seeing that there is a decline in the dominance of laptops in the computing power with the increasing use of mobiles and tablets which we are using nowadays. Our mobiles, they are just like our mini computers. They are handy, and we are making more of use of them. They are not only being used for communication, taking calls, but we are making use of these for sending mails, and more of the use of the computer or the laptop which we were doing. Now, what is the reason for this? What is the reason for this change? If we think about that, initially it was our desktop PCs which were replaced by the laptops, and now our mobiles and tablets. What the main? There are mainly two reasons for this change. One is the desire to make the computing easier and more portable. And the second is the ability of the ICs to deliver massive amounts of computing power in a relatively smaller size. Now that is where, in these two areas is where the importance of the embedded system comes into picture. Now, if we talk about embedded system, because today we are going to talk about how embedded system is going to help in the market of automation, let me have some idea from you that what do you think about embedded system? Yes? जब आप embedded system सोचते हैं तो आपके दिमाग में क्या आता है? Can I have an answer? Can you hear me? Let us make this two-way communication. If I'll only be speaking, it will become very boring. Let me ask from you, आप जब embedded system सुनते हैं, या is there anyone who has never heard of embedded system? No. Okay. So now if we talk about embedded system, then three things come into our mind. One is the CPU. I'll start with that because that is a term which is relatively more common to us, or most of us know what a CPU is. A CPU is basically the brain behind a computer, in which all the computing operations they take place. Now if we replace this CPU of the computer by a tiny chip, that is nothing but a microprocessor. So we can say that a microprocessor is a single IC which is which in terms of layman's language we can say that a CPU is a microprocessor is nothing but a CPU on a chip. So what it does is that it takes the inputs from input devices, processes those instructions, and then it gives the output either in the form of some display device or stores the output in its memory. Now, in order to make it a complete functional unit, a microprocessor, one needs to add certain external components to it. A microprocessor itself alone cannot work. We need to add external peripherals to it. Now, for example, we need to add input-output devices to it. We need to add memory to it, and then we need ports. Why we require ports is because we need, if we want to interface with the real world, a microprocessor does not have any ports of its own. So for that, we have to interface certain devices like PPI chip, 8255 PPI chip into the microprocessor. So that makes a complete functional unit, a microprocessor based system. That is what it is known as. It was introduced in early 1970s by Intel, and it was a 4-chip, 4-bit microprocessor 4004, which was initially. But there is one disadvantage of microprocessor, which eventually led to the invention of microcontrollers. Can you think of any disadvantage? Yes? Can you think of any disadvantage of a microprocessor? Any answer? See, because as I said, a microprocessor alone cannot work. In totality, we need to add certain external components to it. So that adds to the total cost. The cost is increased because you need to add input output ports to it, you need to add peripherals to it, you need to add memory to it. Then yes, for timing and computing, you need to add all those factors into it. So that increases overall cost. For a single unit, it doesn't matter. But when you are making a certain product in terms of lakhs of units, then yes, certainly cost is a very important factor. Then secondly, another thing is, which is very important, is that when you add all these external components to the CPU, it makes the overall system very bulky. हमारा मेन एम क्या था? हमने सीपीयू को क्यों रिप्लेस किया था माइक्रो प्रोसेसर से? एक सिंगल चिप में हमने कहा है कि माइक्रो प्रोसेसर जो है वो वर्क कर रहा है, बट जब आप उसमें इतनी सारी चीजें ऐड कर रहे हैं, कॉस्ट तो इंक्रीज हो ही रही है, साथ में इट इज ऑल्सो लीडिंग टू द बल्कीनेस ऑफ द होल सिस्टम. तो जो एक कॉम्पैक्टनेस जो हमारी विच वी डिजायर, बिकॉज इफ यू रिमेंबर, मैंने अभी जो 2 पॉइंट्स बताए थे, उसमें एक पॉइंट जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था, दैट वाज द डिजायर टू मेक द होल सिस्टम पोर्टेबल एंड कॉम्पैक्ट. So that is where the term microcontroller comes into picture. So as I told you that a microprocessor is nothing but a CPU on a chip, a microcontroller is nothing but a computer on a chip. तो जब आप ये सारे पेरिफेरल्स एक्सटर्नली कनेक्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं, ये सब पेरिफेरल्स भी हमारे माइक्रो एक सिंगल चिप में ही आते हैं, उसको हम बोलते हैं माइक्रो कंट्रोलर. ओके, सो इसको ज़्यादा टू मेक इट मोर क्लियर, आई विल शो यू वन डायग्राम. इट्स नॉट क्लियर हियर, सो it's 805. Slide number 4. Yes. So whatever I have told you right now is seen in this picture, as you can see this. Yeah. So as you can see from this slide, that a microprocessor is nothing but the, as you can see, CPU, general purpose microprocessor. In order to make it a complete general purpose microprocessor system, you are adding all these components like RAM, ROM. That is nothing but the memory, input output ports. That was in the form of 8255 PPI chip, the timers for the timing, and serial COM port for serial data interfacing. So all this system, when comes in a single chip itself, that is nothing but a microcontroller is, wherein you have the CPU, memory, RAM, ROM, input, output, timer, serial COM port, all embedded into a single chip itself. So you need not connect any 8255 PPI interfacing chip to it. So that is the main advantage of a microcontroller. And in today's world, if we talk of embedded system, it has become in synonymous with the microcontroller only. जब हम embedded system की बात करते हैं, अगर हम एक ये term सुनते हैं embedded system, तो पहली चीज जो हमारे दिमाग में आती है वो है microcontroller. So this was the background about embedded system. I can keep on talking about it because it's a very vast topic, but I'll not venture into much details of it, because our main topic which we are going to discuss today is the application of the embedded system in automation. Like how the embedded system is changing the face of automation in today's world. So now you have a little background about what embedded system is. Okay. And I'll tell you briefly more something about microcontroller. It was also introduced by Intel. Intel company was in fact a pioneer in the field of microcontroller, and was slowly with time, Intel gave its copyright its permission to other companies also to manufacture microcontrollers. So today in the market we have thousands of microcontroller companies which are there, and the most prominent one are Siemens, Philips, and then we have Atmel, Zilog. So these are the main companies which are there in the field of microcontrollers. Now coming back to how embedded system has changed the phase of automation, let us go back to our previous PPT, embedded system in automation. Now, now, if we talk about embedded system in automation, there is so much to talk of. In fact, in every application today, we have embedded system. For example, if you talk about your mobile phone, there is a small chip inside it, which is nothing but a microcontroller, which is controlling all the things. But since you have a separate lecture on in the application of embedded system in industrial automation, we have an expert lecture on that. So I will not be venturing much into the application of embedded system in industrial automation. So today I will take up one case study which is related to the term green engineering. Green engineering, because since I'm an electrical engineer, so how embedded system has changed the automation in case of green engineering. That one case study I'm going to take today, and we are going to see how it is helping. Now, if we talk about green engineering, uh, now again I come back to you that if you what do you mean by green engineering? Can I have an answer, please? What comes in your mind? Anything, you can tell anything, like whatever comes in your mind. I'm not talking of any technical answer from you, but when you think of the term green engineering, what comes in your mind? Yes, ग्रीन इंजीनियरिंग टर्म भी थोड़ा सा आपको आइडिया मिलेगा उससे. ग्रीन इंजीनियरिंग क्या होता है? मुलाना, एनीवन फ्रॉम मुलाना इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज? देखिए, हम बात कर रहे हैं एम्बेडेड सिस्टम ग्रीन इंजीनियरिंग में, बिकॉज मैं एक एग्जाम्पल मतलब लेकर आपको करूँगी, लेकिन उसके पहले हमारे लिए ग्रीन इंजीनियरिंग होता क्या है ये समझना ज़रूरी है. तो एनीथिंग लाइक ग्रीन इंजीनियरिंग का मतलब क्या है? ऑल ऑफ यू आर इंजीनियर्स, एंड इट्स नॉट अ सेपरेट फील्ड. ग्रीन इंजीनियरिंग कोई सेपरेट फील्ड नहीं है. एनी इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर, सिविल इंजीनियर, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंजीनियर, मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर, all of them contribute into this green engineering. Can I have any answer from you? Udaipur Sunrise Group of Institutes. Udaipur. Yes, anyone? No answer? Okay. If we talk of green engineering is nothing but it is the design and manufacture of products and processes that have the least negative impact on the environment possible. हमारे environment में we are becoming, देखिए global warming is one term which everybody is aware of. So today emphasis is mainly done on that, yes, whatever industrialization हो रही है, चाहे जो भी हो रहा है, it should have least impact on the environment. So it follows the philosophy that designing and producing should minimize the damage to the humans and environment, which will cause the products and processes to be more cost effective in the long run. So it is not only that green engineering is leading to minimal damage to the environment, but in the long run, the products and the processes, they are also going to be more cost effective. So now let us see that what are the opportunities for embedded system engineers in the field of green engineering. Because if we are aware of that, yes, opportunities हमारे पास क्या है, तभी हम उसमें automation ला सकेंगे. So one thing is that huge amount of power is wasted in engineering today. Then greenhouse gas emissions is another term which is very vital, and wherein there is a scope for the embedded system engineers. So this is happening at now in this example I'm talking of power plants. ये जो अभी मैं opportunities की बात कर रही हूँ, मैं यहाँ पे power plants की बात कर रही हूँ. So this is happening at macro level, that is at power plants and long distance transmission lines, wherein a huge amount of power is being wasted and greenhouse gas emission is taking place. Not only at power plant level, it is also happening at the micro level. Now, what is this micro level? It is the millions of individual appliances and devices which we are using at homes. One example these days which is being given is that of your refrigerators and ACs. तो यहाँ पर भी बहुत ज़्यादा ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ पावर वेस्ट होती है और आपका ग्रीन हाउस गैस इमिशंस होता है. तो दीज आर सम ऑफ द एरियाज वेयर इन द रोल ऑफ एम्बेडेड प्रोसेसेस, यानी एम्बेडेड सिस्टम्स का जो रोल है दैट बिकम्स वाइटल इन दीज एरियाज. So what is the challenge? Now, challenge and the real challenge and opportunities lie in using the computing power of embedded system to improve energy saving outside the INC industries in various areas. Now, what are these areas? These can be industrial manufacturing, these can be transportation system, power and energy management, and building automation. These are some of the challenges wherein we can utilize the embedded system for improvement of our scenario. But I will be taking up only two processes here. The first two, industrial manufacturing and transportation system, wherein the role of embedded system comes into picture, wherein how embedded system can contribute by automation in these two industries, in the industrial manufacturing industry and the transportation. These two examples I'm going to take today. तो यहाँ आप opportunities for embedded system in green engineering में 6 स्लाइड पे आते हैं. Industry. Okay. Now, if we talk about industrial manufacturing, there is a huge scope for embedded system, because by automation in these two industries, the embedded system engineers can contribute a lot in terms of power saving as well as greenhouse gas emission reduction. So, if I talk about industrial manufacturing, it is the industrial manufacturing sector is responsible for nearly 23% of world's greenhouse gas emission, and it uses nearly half of the electric power which is generated. So now you can see that there is so much of the scope for embedded system engineers in improvement in this industrial manufacturing sector, because इंडस्ट्रियल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो मेनली हमारा फोकस जहां हम इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं वो किसमें आता है. अगर हम एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री की बात करते हैं तो मेनली हमारा फोकस आता है मोटर्स पे. So motors, because they consume about 65% of the electricity which is used in the factories, and they are responsible for 7% of global gas house green emission. So अगर हम ये दो एरियाज में मैनेजिंग मोटर्स के में अगर हम ऑटोमेशन ले आए using embedded system, so we will be able to save a huge amount of electricity, as well as we will be responsible for the reduction in the global greenhouse gas emissions. Next, please. Next slide. Now, what is the scope in case of managing motors is that if we talk of a dumb motor, why I'm calling it a dumb motor, wherein there is no automation. It will simply turn on and off. No automation. The dumb motor means the motor whereas there is no automation. So it will simply turn on and off, and it will run at the speed and the torque it was designed for. One issue is that it will simply turn on off and run at the speed and torque at which it is designed for. दूसरा जो point यहाँ पे या जहाँ पे हमारा बनता है as an embedded system engineer is the huge amount of the inrush current which comes when we are starting it. And then there are also mechanical means such as gears and belts which are resulting in huge wastage of power. तो यहाँ पे अगर हम बीइंग एम्बेडेड इंजीनियर्स या बीइंग एम्बेडेड सिस्टम इंजीनियर्स अगर हम यहाँ पे ऑटोमेशन ला सकते हैं, सो दैट विल बी अ ह्यूज कंट्रीब्यूशन. Now, what is the solution using the embedded intelligence is that we can make use of microcontrollers in order to have an intelligent control. अब वो intelligent control कैसे होगा? पहले वाली मोटर क्या थी? It was simply running on and off. मतलब आप सिंपल टर्न ऑन या ऑफ हो रहा था और वो जितनी स्पीड और टॉर्क के लिए डिजाइन किया उतने पे ही रन कर रहा था. But now what is happening is that with the help of embedded system microcontrollers, we are able to give it an intelligent control in order to meet the speed and torque with the load. जैसे आपका लोड वेरी करेगा वैसे वैसे ऑटोमेटिकली उसकी स्पीड और टॉर्क वेरी करेगी उसको मतलब in order to match the speed and torque with the load, so that will lead to an intelligent control. So this kind of control is known as variable speed drives using intelligent motor control. One scope is that. The other is that we can limit the inrush current on startup. That was also one factor wherein there was a huge amount of loss of power. So we can say that the properly sized motor with proper intelligent control along with improved gear drivers can use 60% of the less energy. So that is where there is a huge scope for embedded system engineers in automation. तो आप अगर रिसर्च की भी बात करते हैं like most of you must be doing your masters in ME and PhD also. So there is also a huge scope for you to utilize embedded system yani microcontrollers field in order to reduce the energy consumption in case of motors. और आप industrial sector में जाके you can contribute a lot in this sector using embedded intelligence. The next field wherein I'll be talking of is the transportation. Transportation में everybody knows that there is a concept of electric cars these days. Electric cars जो है they are, I mean there can be hybrid PHEV हम उसको बोलते हैं, plug-in hybrid electric motor, or it can be fully electric bike. तो दे रिलाई, अब हमारी इलेक्ट्रिक कार्स के केस में ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में जब हम इलेक्ट्रिक कार्स की बात करते हैं तो वहाँ पे एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस क्या रोल प्ले कर सकता है ऑटोमेशन के थ्रू? दे विल रिलाई ऑन द एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस नॉट ओनली फॉर देयर इंटरनल ऑपरेशंस. उनके जो इंटरनल ऑपरेशंस रहते हैं वो तो वहाँ पे तो एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस आएगा ही आएगा, उसके साथ में और ऑल्सो इन टर्म्स ऑफ द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर दैट विल सपोर्ट देम. नाउ द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कैन बी इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्मार्ट ग्रिड, इंटेलिजेंट नेटवर्क ऑफ चार्जिंग स्टेशंस, बैटरी एक्सचेंज फैसिलिटीज. तो हम जो आज बात करेंगे हम स्मार्ट ग्रिड पे आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू कॉन्सेंट्रेट बिकॉज दैट इज अ सेपरेट फील्ड फॉर विच आई विल रिक्वायर अ सेपरेट लेक्चर. अभी हम बात करेंगे चार्जिंग स्टेशंस और बैटरी एक्सचेंज फैसिलिटीज में जहाँ पे हमारा ऑटोमेशन हम करके यूजिंग एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस वी कैन यूटिलाइज द embedded intelligence in automation of two things. One is the charging station and the second is the battery exchange facilities. Now, इससे पहले हम बैटरी एक्सचेंज फैसिलिटीज की स्टेशंस की या चार्जिंग स्टेशन की बात करें, आई वुड लाइक टू यू टू सी वन वीडियो. आप वो वीडियो देखिएगा और वो वीडियो खत्म होने के बाद देन आई विल आस्क यू क्वेश्चन कि इस पूरी वीडियो में आपको क्या स्कोप लगा जहाँ पे हमारा एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस का यूज हो सकता है. सो प्लीज वॉच दिस वीडियो केयरफुली. हाँ जी, वीडियो प्ले कर दीजिए. हाउ डज एन इलेक्ट्रिक कार चेंज.
Making this mobility environmentally sustainable is one of the challenges of our times. In the search for a sustainable solution, electricity generated from renewable energy sources is one of the keys to success. Green electromobility is clean, quiet, and efficient, and therefore sustainable. Refueling a car is simple today, and electrical charging will just be as simple, but the technical possibilities will be even greater. With electric cars, we won't have to go to a filling station every time we need to refuel. Charging will be possible almost anywhere, even at home. Simple electrical system upgrades that can be installed quickly and cleanly will permit charging on private premises and in enclosed spaces. Plug in and you're done. Home charging will offer maximum convenience. The charging current can be obtained dynamically from a variety of sources. Home charging is a cornerstone of maximum availability. On public streets and parking areas, various charging models will be developed based on operator needs. The charging procedure itself will always be easy and convenient for the driver. Car and the charging point will be connected with a charging cable that the driver keeps in the car. To start charging, the driver authenticates himself, connects the cable, and starts charging. Once charging is finished, the driver re-authenticates to record the amount of current drawn, either at the charger or at a payment machine that services several chargers. For charging in non-public areas, individual and integrated solutions will be tailored to operator needs, such as for company car fleets. These solutions will do more than just keep electric cars charged. They can be made part of the operator's overall intelligent building management. Naturally, the charging process is simple, convenient, and safe with these integrated solutions. Connection to the IT and communication infrastructure of the operator will allow access to all relevant charging and billing information. Integrated electromobility concepts by private operators offer interesting possibilities that go beyond just mobility. For example, an electric vehicle fleet can serve as intermediate storage in an electricity network. The vehicles can smooth out peaks in energy use and permit intelligent energy purchasing. For fast charging, that is to say a large amount of energy flows into the car's battery in a short time, fast charging stations will be set up similar to today's filling stations. Here too, the charging procedure for the driver will be similar to the other options. Users can authenticate themselves and control the charging process on a single interface, such as a smartphone. Although it's short, the driver can use the time it takes to charge the car to take care of other tasks, while staying updated on charging progress by mobile phone. Billing is also simple to follow and very convenient for the driver. In addition to charging by cable, electric cars can be refueled simply by changing the battery at specially equipped swapping stations that keep fully charged batteries in stock. The process is fully automatic. The system detects the battery type and swaps out the batteries so the driver can quickly be on his way with a full charge. After changing, station recharges the old battery for the next user. The availability of electromobility will depend on a comprehensive infrastructure that ensures simple, safe charging everywhere. Innovation and creativity do not cancel the laws of physics, but they do make it possible to take an open approach to these challenges. And sometimes they help us find answers to problems that seemed unsurmountable. Electromobility is the key technology for ensuring sustainable mobility around the world. And around the world, that electromobility will be associated with one name, Siemens, moving with energy into the mobile future.
So what we have seen is that in case of an electric car, apart from transport system, the scope is in the case of the charging of it. Now charging के लिए हमने दो चीजें देखी हैं. एक होता है आपका charging station. There is the charging station, and the second was the battery exchange system. Now after seeing this video, let me ask from you that आपने क्या क्या स्कोप देखा एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस का हम इसमें चार्जिंग स्टेशन में और बैटरी जो हमारा एक्सचेंज स्टेशन था इसमें कहाँ पे आपका ऑटोमेशन हुआ इस पर्टिकुलर वीडियो में यूजिंग एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस. यस, फ्रॉम मुलाना इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज. कहाँ पे आपको स्कोप लगा जहाँ पे हमारा ऑटोमेशन एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस का हुआ था इन केस ऑफ चार्जिंग स्टेशन एंड द बैटरी एक्सचेंज?
Ma'am, when the
From this video.
batteries are exchanged.
Yes. Yes, when the batteries are exchanged, very right. Yes. And?
Ma'am, in smartphones, when the message.
Right. Very good, very good. Yes, anyone from Sunrise? Anyone from Sunrise? आपने वीडियो में क्या क्या स्कोप देखा, कहाँ पे आपको ऑटोमेशन लगी इंटेलिजेंस एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस? इस वीडियो में क्या देखा? हमारी इलेक्ट्रिक कार्स व्हिच आर गोइंग टू द फ्यूचर, है ना. यू नो आजकल जिस हिसाब से कोल्स आर डिप्लीटिंग एंड लेसर, व्हाट इज द फ्यूचर? द फ्यूचर इज द इलेक्ट्रिक कार्स. अभी हम बात करते हैं हाइब्रिड PHEV कार्स की. PHEV कार्स जो होती हैं उनको हम बोलते हैं प्लग इन हाइब्रिड इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स, और इट कैन बी फुली इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स. सो एक स्कोप हमारा जो है प्लग इन हाइब्रिड इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स में आता है दैट देयर शुड बी एन इंटेलिजेंट कंट्रोल विद इन द सिस्टम. अगर हम कार की ही बात करते हैं तो उसमें देयर शुड बी अ कंट्रोल विद इन द कार विच इज कंट्रोलिंग दैट. यस, पहले वो हमारा बैटरी के थ्रू चल रहा है, बट व्हेन द लेवल ऑफ द बैटरी रीचेस बिलो अ सर्टेन लेवल इट शुड ऑटोमेटिकली कनेक्ट इट टू द गैसोलिन. So that there is one control in that case. The other is of course आपकी कार के अंदर जो मोटर लगा हुआ है उस मोटर को कंट्रोल करना. There is a scope of embedded intelligence in there. So in the operation of the vehicle itself there is a scope of the control of the your system for exchange between the gasoline and the battery, and the second is the control of the electric vehicles. और अगर हम सिस्टम जो कि इसको सस्टेन कर रहा है हमारे चार्जिंग की अगर हम बात करें, जैसे मुलाना से एक मैम ने हमारे को बताया, तो उसमें हमने क्या देखा कि इन केस ऑफ योर चार्जिंग स्टेशन, so when the car goes, the first thing was that उनके पास एक प्रीपेड कार्ड रहता है. वो प्रीपेड कार्ड से उन्होंने, इफ यू रिमेम्बर द वीडियो में उन्होंने क्या किया था, प्रीपेड कार्ड को उन्होंने ऑथेंटिकेशन चेक किया. So what was that? That was nothing but it was able to identify the vehicle by means of an RFID chip. The system was able to identify the vehicle. सबसे पहले authentication उसने देखनी कि yes ये vehicle हमारे registered है, because all the system is prepaid. तो उसने सबसे पहले RFID चिप जो माइक्रो कंट्रोलर लगा हुआ है उसने RFID चिप के थ्रू उस व्हीकल को आइडेंटिफाई किया फॉर द बिलिंग पर्पस. नॉट ओनली फॉर आइडेंटिफिकेशन, देन इट सेंट द होल थिंग टू, इट ट्रांसमिटेड द डेटा टू अ सेंट्रल स्टेशन. एक आपका सेंट्रल स्टेशन है जहाँ पे बिलिंग हो रही है, सो वो ऑटोमेटिकली बिलिंग हो जाएगी. यू नीड नॉट पे एट दैट मोमेंट ओनली. आपको वहाँ पे देर इज नो नीड. अब हम ऑटोमेशन यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है देखो, देर इज नो नीड फॉर एनी पर्सन टू बी देयर फॉर टेकिंग. एवरीथिंग इज बीइंग ऑटोमेटेड विद द हेल्प ऑफ एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस. The other thing was, as I've already told you, was that intelligence on board the vehicle must not only control the interaction between the gasoline and the electric vehicle, it should be able to control the electric motor as well. एंड देन यस अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर इन द चार्जिंग स्टेशन कैन बी कि जैसे अभी हमारे मोबाइल्स में क्या होता है कि मोबाइल्स में योर बैटरी कुछ टाइम जब आपकी बैटरी बिल्कुल खत्म होने वाली है तो उससे पहले आपको एक मैसेज आ जाता है कनेक्ट योर बैटरी टू अ चार्जर. Similarly, with the help of intelligence control in your vehicle, you can have a system which monitors that what is the available energy. एक तो वो अवेलेबल एनर्जी अगर हम प्लग इन हाइब्रिड व्हीकल की बात करें तो वो देख के कि हाँ जैसे मैंने आपको बोला कि लेवल लो हो गया तो इट शुड बी ऑटोमेटिकली एबल टू कनेक्ट इट टू द अदर गैसोलीन और एल्स अगर वो फुली इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल है उस केस में भी क्या होगा इट शुड ऑटोमेटिकली मॉनिटर दैट व्हाट इज द अवेलेबल एनर्जी एंड इट शुड बी एबल टू लोकेट वो जीपीएस के थ्रू जीपीएस सिस्टम माइक्रो कंट्रोलर का जीपीएस सिस्टम के थ्रू इट शुड बी एबल टू लोकेट अ चार्जिंग स्टेशन or a battery station nearby and it should be able to alert the driver. So automatically you need not check कि हाँ हमारी बैटरी इतनी कम हो गई है अब हमारे को इसमें बैटरी को रिचार्ज कराना पड़ेगा. The system itself should be able to monitor the available energy and should be able to alert the driver that yes you need to recharge the system, you need to recharge your batteries and also वो automatically जो nearest charging station या battery exchange system station है उसको detect करके it should be able to alert the driver via a GPS system. तो ये सारा automation कैसे हो रहा है? This whole automation is being done with the help of embedded intelligence. Now this was about the charging station. दूसरा हमने स्कोप जो देखा वो देखा हमने बैटरी एक्सचेंज सिस्टम. Battery exchange system में if you remember when the because in case of a charging station what you need to do is that you need to plug your vehicle and then what you can do is that it takes around 3 hours to charge your battery then you can do some other work but if you are in a very hurry you don't want to waste your time आपको quick चाहिए तो आप क्या कर सकते हैं you can visit a battery exchange system also therein what you can do is that automatically already charged batteries रहेंगी. The first thing it is going to do is it is going to identify the type of battery. So that is where again the embedded intelligence comes into picture. It will identify that what is the type of battery. If you remember एक robotic arm थी उसने type of battery के बाद it will the robotic arm it will take it will identify the card, it will identify the battery and it will replace the car's battery on its and the fully charged one with less time than it takes to इतना टाइम आपको पेट्रोल स्टेशन में पेट्रोल डलवाने में जितना लगता है उससे कहीं कम टाइम में आपकी बैटरी भी एक्सचेंज हो जाएगी. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस इट विल ऑल्सो इंटरेक्ट विद द ओवरऑल इलेक्ट्रिक पावर ग्रिड. So that is where the concept of smart grid comes into picture. I'm not going to go much into details of smart grid. Otherwise, smart grid is also another very interesting area these days, wherein a lot of research is going on. You can embed, you can correlate the embedded intelligence with the smart grid for your research either of PhD or master's thesis. So these are the two areas wherein the embedded intelligence, with the help of embedded intelligence, you have done the automation in case of charging stations as well as the battery exchange stations. So this was one case study. Apart from this, I'll also tell you one research in my department. Actually as you're aware that we have masters in engineering in instrumentation and control, so our students are also doing their dissertation in the area of embedded system. तो इसी से ही related एक हमारे एक student ने अपना MTech का thesis किया था. It was that if you heard of a term prepaid energy meter. Prepaid energy meter में embedded intelligence, because that is again automation. अब हम बात कर रहे हैं embedded सिस्टम इन ऑटोमेशन की बात कर रहे हैं. तो एक एग्जांपल तो हमने इलेक्ट्रिक कार का देखा जिसमें कि इसके अपने कंट्रोल के लिए किस तरह से एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस लगता है और चार्जिंग स्टेशन के लिए कैसे एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस लगता है, बैटरी एक्सचेंज सिस्टम के लिए लगता है. सेकेंड एग्जांपल विच आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू अबाउट इज द प्रीपेड एनर्जी मीटर. नाउ हैज एनीवन हर्ड ऑफ दिस टर्म प्रीपेड एनर्जी मीटर? एनीवन फ्रॉम मुलाना इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज? आपने कभी प्रीपेड एनर्जी टर्म मीटर के बारे में सुना है? यस.
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll tell you about it because recently one of our student he is working in electricity department in JNK और उसने उसके ऊपर अपना डिसर्टेशन किया है and they are going to implement this prepaid energy meter in the state of JNK. हमारे जो मोबाइल्स हैं, हमारे मोबाइल्स में we have two type of SIM. वन इज द प्रीपेड एंड द अदर इज द पोस्टपेड. पोस्टपेड में तो जैसे जैसे आप यूज करते हैं आपका बिल आता है. So that is the kind of system which is being used for billing in case of electricity departments for us also. So that is a postpaid kind of energy meter. But nowadays the concept of prepaid energy meter is coming into picture. That is a very interesting concept wherein you can make use of embedded intelligence in automation of such prepaid energy meters. उसमें क्या होता है कि just like your prepaid SIM in case of your mobile, आप उसको recharge करवाते हैं या फिर आप अपना बैलेंस के हिसाब से यू यूटिलाइज इट. सिमिलरली दिस प्रीपेड एनर्जी मीटर is also the same thing wherein you get one card, a prepaid energy card हम उसको बोलते हैं. You recharge it according to your own, जितनी आपको लगता है कि हमारी मंथ की इतनी कंजम्पशन है उसके हिसाब से आप रिचार्ज उसको करवाते हैं. एंड एज यू कीप ऑन यूटिलाइजिंग योर एनर्जी आपका वो बैलेंस जो है वो रिड्यूस होता रहता है. और जब आपका एक बैलेंस एक मिनिमम लेवल पे पहुंच जाता है यू गेट एन इंडिकेशन दैट येस योर बैलेंस इज लो, यू नीड टू रिचार्ज. So that is where your prepaid energy meter comes into picture. अब इसमें एक तो ये चीज़ है कि वो ये आइडेंटिफाई करेगा कि आपका कितना रिचार्ज है उसके हिसाब से सिंक्रोनाइजेशन विद योर एनर्जी कंजम्पशन. द सेकेंड थिंग इज विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज दैट आप उसको ट्रांसमिट कैसे करेंगे. आपका जो एनर्जी कंजम्पशन हो रहा है उसको अभी तो क्या होता है कि अ पर्सन कम्स, एक रीडिंग मीटर रीडिंग के लिए अ पर्सन कम्स एवरी मंथ और एवरी 2 months आपके मीटर की रीडिंग लेता है वो और उसके हिसाब से आपका बिल जनरेट होता है. बट दिस सिस्टम इज completely human by there is no man power involved in it because automatically with the help of embedded intelligence आपका जो बिल है वो ट्रांसमिट होता है. अब इसमें different communications हम कह सकते हैं which are coming into picture is that as one of our student he transmitted this billing with the help of Wi-Fi with the help of your internet. हमारा आजकल in every household there is internet, so automatically with the help of internet आपकी जो मीटर है it will be coordinating with it and it will be transmitting the amount of your energy consumption to the central station, or else it can be through your GPS also. अब अगर हम GPS की बात करते हैं तो एक तो हो गया आपका प्रीपेड एनर्जी मीटर जिसमें कि ऑटोमेटिकली आपने पहले रिचार्ज करवाया और उसके बाद आप जैसे जैसे एनर्जी को कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं वैसे वैसे आपका बिलिंग आपका जो मीटर है उसको रीड कर रहा है और आपको इंडिकेशन मिल रहा है. नाउ देयर इज अनदर कॉन्सेप्ट आल्सो. फॉर एग्जांपल इन केस ऑफ पंजाब, अगर इफ यू आर अवेयर ऑफ दिस फैक्ट दैट देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ एनर्जी जिसको बोलते हैं थेफ्ट, एनर्जी थेफ्ट, कुंडी कनेक्शन एंड एवरीथिंग बहुत ज़्यादा. पीपल टैम्पर विद द एनर्जी मीटर्स, टैम्परिंग कर देते हैं, कभी उसमें मैग्नेट लगा देते हैं ताकि वो मीटर चलना ही बंद हो जाए. सो उसकी वजह से गवर्नमेंट वाज फेसिंग अ lot of problem because of this energy theft which was, and lot of things. हो जाता है कि जब एक वो पेट्रोल का एक पर्टिकुलर लेवल रीच हो जाता है तो ऑटोमेटिकली आपके पैनल पे आ जाता है, वो सिंबल आ जाता है उसका petrol ka ki it is the time to refill your petrol. So similarly your embedded intelligence will, what it will do, it will detect that yes, the battery has reached below threshold level and it will automatically control, it will shift the control to the gasoline, wo petrol mein automatically shift kar dega. This was for plug-in electric vehicle. और इन केस ऑफ फुली इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स वो क्या करेगा कि जो ड्राइवर है उसको अलर्ट करेगा. सबसे पहले इट विल अलर्ट दैट यस इट इज द टाइम टू रिचार्ज. इट विल नॉट ओनली अलर्ट इट विल ऑल्सो डिटेक्ट दैट विद द हेल्प ऑफ जीपीएस व्हाट इज द नियरेस्ट चार्जिंग स्टेशन या बैटरी उसको डिटेक्ट करके वो आपके ड्राइवर को बता देगी. ठीक है, ये तो हो गया उसका इंटरनल ऑपरेशन. और इन केस ऑफ चार्जिंग स्टेशन या बैटरी एक्सचेंज सिस्टम हमने देखा है कि एम्बेडेड इंटेलिजेंस कहाँ पे आता था. जब हम चार्जिंग स्टेशन की बात करते हैं तो वो पहले कार को आइडेंटिफाई विद द हेल्प ऑफ दैट RFID चिप. जो RFID चिप है उसके थ्रू वो आइडेंटिफाई उसको करेगा एंड देन इट विल ऑथेंटिकेट यस दिस इज राइट. और ऑटोमेटिकली जितना आप प्लग इन करके उसमें रिचार्जिंग उसमें आप चार्जिंग कर रहे हैं वो ऑटोमेटिकली ट्रांसमिट करेगा टू द मेन बिलिंग स्टेशन. वहाँ से आपको जो है वो बिल आ जाएगा ऑटोमेटिकली या फिर आपके अकाउंट से, जो भी आपका सिस्टम है अकाउंट से आपका डिटेक्ट हो जाएगा. द थर्ड थिंग वाज यस एक और उसमें चीज़ थी कि आप इफ़ यू हैव गॉन आपने अपनी कार को प्लग इन के लिए लगा दिया बिकॉज इट टेक्स अराउंड 2 to 3 hours, यू कैन गो एंड यू कैन डू योर वर्क. तो आपके ऑटोमेटिकली मोबाइल स्मार्टफोन्स में एक मैसेज आ जाएगा दैट योर बैटरी इज चार्ज, यू कैन कम एंड पिक योर व्हीकल. तो वहाँ पे भी आपका एम्बेडेड सिस्टम आ गया. उसके अलावा चार्जिंग स्टेशन के अलावा हमने बैटरी एक्सचेंज सिस्टम में देखा. बैटरी एक्सचेंज सिस्टम क्या है कि इन केस यू डोंट हैव टाइम, आपके पास 3 hours नहीं है, इतना वेट करने का टाइम नहीं है. जैसे हम पेट्रोल पंप में जाते हैं इमीडिएटली हमारे को जो है वी नीड, तो उस केस में आपका बैटरी एक्सचेंज सिस्टम आ जाता है. व्हाट इट हैपेंस इज दैट ऑलरेडी दे हैव चार्ज्ड बैटरीज, but yes with for every vehicle there will be different types of vehicles, there will be different types of batteries. So first thing it will do is it will detect what is the type of battery. वो आपकी जो आपका मतलब इंटेलिजेंस है, इट विल डिटेक्ट द टाइप ऑफ बैटरी एंड देन आफ्टर डिटेक्शन ऑफ द बैटरी देयर विल बी अ रोबोटिक आर्म. वो रोबोटिक आर्म क्या करेगी, इट विल टेक द बैटरी फ्रॉम योर कार and it will replace it with a fully charged battery, and all this operation takes place in a very less time, in fact lesser the time which we utilize right now in the filling station. So this was the second case study which we saw the automation using embedded intelligence in case of electric cars. The third example which I gave you today wherein embedded intelligence, and that is a very recent topic wherein a lot of research is going on, is in the area of smart metering. Smart metering में I gave you 2 examples. One was the prepaid energy meter. Prepaid energy meter में क्या होता है कि just like your prepaid SIM card, you have a prepaid energy card with you. आप उसको you refill it and आप उसको recharge करवाते हैं and then you swap it in your energy meter. Accordingly, as your energy consumption is taking place, your cards value will keep on decreasing, and when a threshold comes, it will give you an indication also that yes, you need to recharge your car. And then automatically it will in case of some defect it will send the communication to the central station. और उसके अलावा हमने एक और चीज़ देखी प्रीपेड एनर्जी मीटर के अलावा स्मार्ट मीटर, जिसमें हम एंटी थेफ्ट एनर्जी मीटर उसको एंटी थेफ्ट एनर्जी मीटर. एंटी थेफ्ट एनर्जी मीटर में क्या होता है कि देयर इज वन मेन मीटर और जो 20 सब कंज्यूमर्स हैं उनके मीटर्स उसके साथ कनेक्टेड रहते हैं. देयर इज वन एम्बेडेड control there. What it will do is that it will keep on calculating that the total power consumed by the 20 consumer should be same as that of the main meter. अगर किसी एक में भी, firstly it will detect that yes there is one ambiguity that a particular customer is he's stealing the power. So what it will do is it will firstly send a message automatically to his number that we have detected theft in your meter, remove it and heavy penalties imposed on him. In case it is not, he does not do anything about that, then automatically his by using power is cut off. So there again the embedded intelligence comes into picture. So we have seen these 3-4 case studies today wherein the application of embedded intelligence in automation comes into picture. So now let me hear from you. If you have any queries,